This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com. What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com, giving you your full NXT recap. This one was NXT 335, May 18th, 2016, Orlando, Florida. You got Tom Phillips and Corey Graves as your commentators. It started off with a montage of Bayley and Nia Jax. Their interaction was led up to our main event of tonight, which would be a rematch from TakeOver London between Bayley and Nia Jax. First match started off with Blake and Murphy with Alexa Bliss versus Austin Aries, and of course, William Regal told him he needs to find a tag team partner, and so of course, Blake and Murphy came out. They mocking him, "Hey, who you call? Who you call?" And who did he call? The Japanese phenom Shinsuke Nakamura. Crowd go nuts. Actually, a great way to start off NXT. I tell you right now, that match was a strong 3. It was a really good match. Great tag action on the part of Austin Aries and Nakamura, surprisingly. It looked like Austin Aries wanted to end the match, but might have had a communication gap. Nakamura went and delivered that knee to Blake's face. That was a wrap. Got that 3 count. It was over. So Alexa Bliss was disgusting. She walking away, shaking her head, disgusted face, going back up the ramp, just left him. And during the match, Murphy actually jumped off of the thing when Nakamura went at him. He jumped off the apron. So Blake, Murphy just walked back and left Blake on a ring, and they just all went in the back. So they cut away to Bayley being interviewed about facing Nia Jax. She pretty much said that Nia Jax is a bully. She used to intimidating people, but she's like, look, I already beat her, so that she can't intimidate me. And just like I beat her in TakeOver London, I beat her again. Then I'm gonna concentrate on getting my rematch with Asuka. So that was that. They decided to do a montage of the women's champion Asuka, and to lead all of her victories leading up to her beating Bayley, and then they cut away to an interview with No Way Jose, and he pretty much said, look, I like to smile, I like to have fun, I have a lot of energy, but I'm going to beat up people too. I'm here to beat up people and have fun doing it, essentially is what he said. Then they cut away to Carmella, and Carmella gave props to Enzo and Cass, saying that, Enzo is going to recover because he had G. Cass is still cutting up on Raw and SmackDown. She said, but she's in NXT because she want to win the NXT Women's Championship. So, of course, her match is next. It's Carmella versus Peyton Royce. And Peyton Royce, I have to say, she has a lot of high energy. She's just really unpolished. Carmella, she does a little bit too much to sell all of her moves. It makes it look staged and kind of unbelievable. But after a pretty average match, Carmella put Royce in a in that leg triangle choke thing, and Royce submitted. Overall, Royce did a pretty decent job. She's just really, really, really still unpolished. So that was a 2 out of 5. So you had a recap of the NXT show that happened in Portland, Oregon, and Finn Balor just kept attacking Samoa Joe, and to the point to where Real Rico had to empty out the locker room to separate the two, and they kept fighting and all that type of stuff. So, of course, they went to the Facebook Live post. You need to subscribe to NXT on Facebook, and the Facebook Live post said William Regal's having Samoa Joe and Finn Balor signing a contract together. And, of course, William Regal said since they had so much chaos and they were so out of control that for the first time ever in NXT, they're going to do a steel cage match. So, it's going to be a steel cage match at NXT TakeOver, and pretty much Samoa Joe and Finn Balor said they both talk noise to each other and say, hey, this is the last time that they're doing that. Samoa Joe said, look, you survived the first two. I'm not even going to let you have it. And Finn Balor like, hey, this is going to be the end of it. And that'll be the first time that they have a 2-time NXT champ after I beat you at TakeOver. So, they cut back to Alexa Bliss and Blake and Murphy arguing in the back, and Alexa says she tired of them losing, and she leaving them. She want to concentrate on being the women's champ. Yeah, if you saw my other posts, Alexa Bliss have a lot of work to do. She's she's not really that good in the ring. She got a lot of work to do. Third match, you got Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Danny Burch and Rob Rising. That match was pretty much status quo. It was just an average match until in the end of the match, where Gargano and Ciampa they start doing tag team tandem moves on both of the guys. It got cool towards the end, and they did a double kick on one of the guys, and that ended the match. Match was still a 2 out of 5, just average match. It took too long to get to the cool parts, so they cut away to William Regal, and he gave props to Enzo and Cass and the Vaudevillains for the success they've had on Raw and SmackDown. Of course, the Vaudevillains are actually going for the tag titles versus the New Day on Extreme Rules this Sunday. Then they announced that the NXT tag team championship will be on the line for NXT Takeover. And of course, that's going to be a rematch between the Revival and American Alpha. And your fourth and final match was Bayley versus Nia Jax. I would say Nia Jax was actually a 3 to 4 in the match. Bayley was about a 2. Wasn't really believable when Bayley was actually beating it. Nia Jax showed a lot of power moves, and you saw what she could really do, but she never poured on the moves. It wasn't move after move. It's like, boom, I sling you across the ring. Okay, I'm going to wipe my face because one of your licks hurt me a little bit, and I wait. Then I go get you again. If she'd have kept pouring on those moves, it could have been a 4 or a 5 for her. Bayley, she looked like that little cousin that thinks they could beat you, but you way bigger than them. So they actually put on a decent show. I can't say it's a 2. It's not an average match, but it wasn't like a really, really good match or anything. And so I give it about a 2.5. Bayley, she tried to put that submission hold on her, but Nia Jackson entire match concentrated on damaging that left arm. So she tried to put the submission hold. Nia Jax literally picked her up and put her in a standing suplex for like 5-6 seconds. Bayley jumped out of it and landed awkwardly, messed up her knee. And Nia Jax decided to capitalize on that. She dropped, when she put a leg drop on the back of her knee. Boom. And then while Bayley was still on her stomach, she did a leg drop on the back of her neck. Flipped over, 1, 2, 3. Bayley, they went off with Bayley getting checked on by the medical staff. So, hey, that's the full recap of NXT. Pretty decent show. It started off really strong. I wish they would allow Nia Jax to actually show off all her power and be really, really agile in the ring as well. Hey, follow me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on PlayTimeCares.com. I do more than just wrestling. Got a lot of funny stuff, food reviews, things of that nature. It's a daddy blog and all that type of good stuff. Hey, give me them thumbs up, the thumbs down. Let me know what you think of everything. Playtime out.